Now we're going to run a quick Twitch commercial, and then we're going to come back with more awful games.
All right, and we're back. Welcome back to Awesome Games Done Quick's Awful Games Marathon. I'm SS Skinner. I'm going to be your host for a while. Up next, we have Floating Runner with CavemanDCJ playing. And then after that, we're going to have Blasto with St. Connor. So give us a moment here while we get set up. We still have the Humble Bundle. Check that out at humblebundle.com. If you pay what you want for up to 9 games, a Twitch Turbo subscription, a subscription to XSplit Premium, and exclusive merchandise. And all of the proceeds that you send over will go to the PCF, Prevent Cancer Foundation, at humblebundle.com.
Favorite esport?
Studio.
I'm gonna capture this, aren't I?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. Nice.
Well, come on.
Oh man. Oh, we gotta make it explode.
Oh, I don't have anything useful to say.
studio is here to provide moral support and
Yeah.
be beautiful.
Couldn't do it without him.
You can do it, caveman. You can do it.
No, this looks good. It sounds good too, which is what you asked. Who am I playing as? Does anyone know?
Yeah. Probably Yoshi.
Yoshi. I
You
got
have
all
to-
these
You have to
options
put in the
here.
button code to unlock Yoshi.
I think you're playing as Lay.
What?
I'm not sure if that's bad or good, but hopefully it's awful.
I do want.
Let me look. Let me see if I can.
How did that raise so much money? All right, I guess I'm playing as Lay. All right, so 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Floating Runner. It's one of the earliest 3D platformers. Ooh, that loading time. So yeah, this game controls. I'll just put it that way. It doesn't control bad, doesn't control good. It just controls. You just have to live with it. This is pre-analog, so it's all tank controls. There's no camera controls. That's actually a lie. There are camera controls.
Yes.
But, don't worry about it. This is the good camera. So a lot of this game's running tech is just trying to catch cycles quickly. This level's pretty like, there's not a lot of tricks. You just gotta go fast and catch the cycles. That chest I got had crystals in it, and the crystals are sub-weapons. They're not sub-weapons, they're sub-weapon ammo. I'm gonna get the sub-weapons soon. So a little bit of tech there, slope jumping. You jump down like a downward going geometry, you get a little boost of speed. Oh! Alright. I did catch that cycle early, but then I jumped off. It's a good strat. That's
Say
okay.
it was RNG.
Yeah, it was RNG manipulation. Don't worry about it. Medibot, you know a little bit about RNG manipulation in this game, right?
Okay, so the way the RNG manipulation works in this game is it's actually heavily based on your camera position, which is sort of a weird choice, but it actually makes it so that it's pretty difficult for a casual player to really understand what's going on. They'll think it's actually random, whereas an expert player in careful control of their camera can almost perfectly manipulate cycles, enemy patterns, movements, train schedules, boats, planes, turnips. We won't see the turnips for another few more levels.
Turnips
but
are a higher level.
yeah, turnips come up later.
I can confirm that that is all 100% true. So yeah, just jumping around.
All right, I got a $55.55 donation from Cup Noodle that says donating $55.54 for some radical cutscenes in the best block of AGDQ and 1 penny to kill the animals, just so we all know where I stand on the issue.
Alright, so at the end of each stage, like the second stage of each world, there's going to be a crystal it'll change colors, and the colors determine what level I'm going to. So that was the red crystal, so I go to the red level. If I waited, it would change to the green crystal, I'd go to the green level, but the red level is where I'm going. Red level's actually kind of tough. I probably should have saved it till later, but I was too busy explaining. You know, if I said that there's the red level, I'm going to not go to the red level. That wouldn't make sense. So I'm just going to do the hard level right now, and I hope I don't die.
So do you have to do both of them?
Yeah, you gotta do all the levels. Gotta do everything. So, couple slope jumps here. Coming up right now is the hardest jump in the game. Nope, that wasn't it.
What was it? Say
That
what
was it. That was it.
That jump can be very difficult without camera inversion buffering.
Yeah, like this. There's the camera inversion. That's the full extent of camera control you have. So I'm gonna line up this jump right. I mean, I'm probably going to do it wrong the first try, like that. But eventually, I'll line it up right, and I can get across this gap. There's these floating trampolines here, but they're actually impossible to use. So doing that skip right there is actually the way to do it. And that's the hardest jump in the game. It's very precise. I don't know how precise, though. The guy who found it, Spagok, like, he could have told me how precise it was, but I didn't want to know. I feel like it would be harder if I knew. So that was that level. That went really well. Now level 2 actually has some tricky stuff. I don't know if I've actually been able to wall jump yet, so wall jumping's coming up. Wall jumping is a glitch. You're not supposed to wall jump. I'm going to, though.
Interesting fact about the wall jumping glitch in this game, it's actually a result of the inverted polygon mesh blending algorithm that's used for graphical output, resulting in extra collision nodes being added to the swamp matrix.
No, the swamp matrix, that's only in the swamp level. We're not there yet. This is the volcano
Right,
level.
well, I mean, in non-swamp levels, you have the analogous terrain
There you
matrix, so we have the volcano matrix in this specific level, but the tech was first discovered in the swamp level,
That's
so
true.
it usually gets called the swamp
There are no
matrix.
walls in the swamp, though, so it's really bizarre that that's how we found it. So right here is a more advanced application of the wall jump you saw me do. I'm going to line myself up with the corner and just kind of press buttons. There we go. That skips a big chunk of the level. That
was
trick
some
is...
real good use of the swamp
yeah,
matrix.
The swamp matrix was key in that one. That skip is a little finicky. Sometimes you don't want to... Sometimes the character doesn't want to quite climb the whole corner. Oh. But that time he cooperated, which is really nice.
You fell for a donation incentive.
Alright, so now we're going to the green level. The green level's cool because it has trees, and trees are green. That's where they are.
How do you feel about trees?
I'm a fan, personally.
How about you, Studio?
I will not state my opinion on trees at this current time.
All right.
This is
One
supposed to be
for,
a
one
positive
abstain.
place.
Couple wall jumps. Nothing fancy. Speaking of trees, the tree is coming up. It's the hardest intended thing in the game, in my opinion. I almost timed out during my first casual playthrough of this game, trying to climb this tree I'm about to climb first try, no problem. And if you look at where the timer is, you'll notice that each second is 7 seconds. So it took me like 12 minutes to get up this thing. Yes! Oh man. Well,
Game time for this run?
there is no game time. The timer doesn't even work.
When there are trees, time as a concept simply fades away.
Yeah, it would. So there's the hard parts of the run down, so... Oh, this guy wants some trouble. Oh! Oh! I wasn't expecting to spawn back up there. Oh! What I'm trying to do when that's the second time I messed up a jump by side flipping off of it. I do that when I expect that I won't make a jump. Because sometimes if you catch the lip, you can wall jump up it instead of just not making the jump. So, yeah. I'm better than I expect I am, so I'm making mistakes.
This is a reminder to believe in yourself.
I can't believe in myself. I'm too nervous. It's my first time in Awful Block. I've always wanted to be here. Oh! Shoutouts to the fat PS2. I've never seen this lag before like that. It's normally a consistent, crisp, clean 30 frames per second.
But won't this lag allow you to do some frame-canceled jump inversions?
Nah.
It won't?
No.
I thought I saw you practicing those.
Nah, that was in the desert stage. That's coming up. Speaking of which. See, what I should have done was I should have activated speedrun mode camera. I'll do that for this stage. Just for a little bit to show it off.
No wonder you've been missing jumps. You didn't have speedrun
Yeah, I
mode
haven't
on.
activated speedrun mode. So this is speedrun mode. You can't see anything, so the game doesn't render anything. So any lag problems should be avoided like this. I'm not going to do that though, that's a complete joke. Very good. This level has some weird gravity effects on the sand. It's kind of they suck you in. But thankfully I'm not on the sand anymore. I'm on this nice little wall. No, there's an invisible wall surrounding this basin area, but jumping on those pillars, at a certain point it triggers the invisible wall to go away, so I can just run along the walls and try and get edge boosts.
This game actually reminds me a lot of Bubsy 3D.
Yeah,
Even the stuff that you're doing in it, like jumping up the walls and stuff, is kind of some of the tech that you use to speedrun that game too.
It gets a lot of, like, people say, well, this game looks a lot like Bubsy 3D, which it does.
It
It's
looks
like,
better, though, somehow.
Yeah, it's a good Bubsy 3D, whatever that means. All right, jumping on that block right there triggers these spiky trampolines right here to spawn. They're not there otherwise. So this level is probably the most difficult level to optimize just because of these sand waterfalls. You have to... Thank you, Based. That guy's enemy's name is Conda. I don't know why. Ooh, nice wall jump.
Can't
Saved it.
understand why they'd put sand in a video game.
You don't like sand?
I despise
Oh.
sand in all forms, but especially video games. Tell me one good instance of sand in video games. One.
Sands of Time?
You're wrong.
Sandopolis, get out of here. What?
All I'm hearing is lies and misdirection.
Get up there, dude. See, if I was
Bad.
Cress, I could make these jumps, no problemo. But, you know, thanks, donators.
Bad. Sand in video games
All
is
right.
bad.
Don't worry about it. This is just a video game. We're having a good time.
We'll have a good time as soon as we're away from this sand.
All right, so I didn't die, which was my goal for that level. Oh, dear. Okay, here we go. So these are the easiest levels in the game. I save them I like to save them for the end of the run because every time you beat a level, you get 2 of your hearts back. And now that the hard levels are done, I can easily just get full health for the later levels.
Is this probably a good time for Medibot? You want
This
to
is-
explain some of the mechanics with this water here? I'm not sure. You're like an expert at this game, so I'd love to hear more.
Well,
Well,
Medibot, I mean, I'm the expert, but you are like, you wrote
well,
the
I'm a
book.
botanist, so
Yeah.
I know all about water in video games.
Yeah?
Yeah,
There you have it, all right.
there you are. Oh no.
Yeah, I think so. How about some donations? We can do that.
We could, or I could talk about the Yeti. The Yeti is a t-shirt site featuring an awesome new design every 24 hours for a low price. The Yeti has partnered with us for AGDQ 2015, offering an array of shirts, and $3 from every unit is going to PCF, the Prevent Cancer Foundation, which is what we're raising money for. If you check out the collection, it is at The Yeti, and Yeti is spelled Y-E-T-E-E, so it's THEYETEE.com/AGDQ.
This level's got really good music. That's all I gotta say about that. You can keep going.
I mean, did you want me to explain more about water?
I'd love to
Yeah.
hear more about it, personally.
Okay, so water is a pretty common molecule on Earth. It's 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. All life on Earth needs water, and the character in Floating Runner here is no exception.
The water actually kills you in this game.
Death is part of the life cycle.
I agree. Yo, check out the Sick 180. Yeah.
Whoa,
That jump's actually a little scary because if you do it too late, you actually jump back to the beginning of the level. I don't know why the end of the level is right above the beginning, but there it is. So here's the swamp. Do you want to talk about more about the swamp algorithm?
Okay, so the swamp matrix. Where to even start with the swamp matrix? Okay, so we have octagons, and you know all about octagons already because they've got 8 sides and 8 angles. But what you possibly didn't know is that because of the matrix properties in 3 dimensions of octagons, it lends to interesting vertex geometries that can be inverted or adjusted or otherwise. Basically, you can do matrix algebra with it, and that lends to some really efficient collision algorithms that are really popular, or were really popular in sort of the early PS1 era. But as it turns out, none of the programmers had any idea what they were doing because all that math is made up.
Thank you, Medibot.
Are you saying octagons aren't real?
I'm saying, like, okay, well, an octagon, or like, what do you call a shape with 8 sides?
Octagon.
Octagon.
Okay, what do you call a shape with 4 sides?
Where?
Rectangle.
Look, there's like 10 different shapes with
Right,
four
well,
sides. You're just messing
in
with
general,
us now. I
what's
don't
the
trust
general
anything.
name for a shape with two sides?
Rectangle.
Two sides or four sides?
Two sides, yeah, now we're down to two. You were too slow on four, we're down to two.
Hold on.
A line? No, that's just a line, that's not a shape. It's not a polygon. What's a polygon with two sides? Come on, people.
This run's really good. I don't know if you... Sorry to interject.
Well, we're out of the swamp now, so
We're still in the swamp. This is swamp 2.
this doesn't look like a... No way
This is a future swamp.
This is definitely a swamp in the future or space.
So I skipped a bunch of the level. I don't know if you guys were aware of that, because you haven't seen this game before, like 0 people. But I skipped the levels should be longer, but it's not. So we're on to the last level. Oh, there we go. Yeah, thanks.
Hey, man, you got this.
Now the last level, the bad guy, Zor, that's the story. The bad guy, Zor, he's a big dinosaur. He stole all the 7 crystals. We have all the 7 crystals now, so now we get to challenge him. And he,
Challenge him to what?
death. Not a
Oh.
duel, just death.
So is it first to die?
Yeah, that's the game. Oh. And he left his most insidious obstacle for his final fortress, stairs. They're very difficult, but me being the master, as Medibot previously stated, I have learned how to tackle them.
Caveman has mastered many stairs.
If you thought that was good, you should see me do it with Cress. Hey, I didn't even have to use my shield. This cycle, like if you don't catch this cycle, it's 30 seconds in the meat grinder. You have to survive. And I circumvented that problem by being good, so that's pretty good. So now, on to the final boss. This dude took me 5 hours to beat in my first playthrough. This guy is the only way, one of 2 ways, the first one being timing out, which isn't an issue. Like, this is one of the only ways you can game over in this game, because every time he kills you, he takes away a heart container. So it becomes more and more difficult as you keep trying until finally you have 0 lives, and then you have to start over. But, I actually, like the strat I'm using, it's kind of developed from a Let's Play I found on Nico by some Japanese guy, because it was the only video on the internet of this boss being beaten, so I needed a reference point to build on. So the basic idea is to just, I don't know how I didn't pick up on this, is to just shoot him a lot with bombs and he dies eventually. It sounds simple, but it's deceptively difficult to figure out. I don't know what these guys are doing. All right, there they go. They were just hanging out for a little bit. There you go. He's dead. Time. Yes! Wow, hey, yeah, with the loading times, that might be a good time. Yeah. I'm happy about that. That was a pretty cool run.
Nice done.
Nice done, yeah. And of course, yeah, I thought so. Couldn't have done it without you, buddy. And when you beat the game, which is a challenge, I know I blew right through it, but you are awarded with the credits.
That poor
Well,
snowman.
can we show that word on twitch.tv?
What, Snog?
I don't want to say it out loud. The snowman name. Don't say it out loud. We can't say it on Twitch.
I like Robo, he's one of my favorite enemies. He's a reskinned frog. Fireball's pretty good, he's a fireball. He's a ball of fire. Oh, here comes my favorite enemy, Gaga. You didn't see much of him this time. He looks like a Cubone. This is Rotundo from Fighting Masters. Ulfi.
Looks like an Ulfi.
There's Hassan the platypus. This guy's my favorite enemy in the game. Let me explain how the difficulty in this game works now that it's over. So I was playing on easy, but on expert mode, all the enemies, they move twice as fast, there's twice as many, they respawn twice as fast, and they all shoot projectiles. It's really good. Oh, Sasso Ringer, he's my favorite.
How do you feel about this ending music?
I love it. Like
What are any of us?
Bokey.
Spider tree? Spider tree.
Oh, what's this guy? Someone. Hunker! It's a hunker of an enemy. This is Condor-er.
He's more condor than the
I
other
mean, when
condors.
a
He's
condor
Condor-er.
just gives 110%.
Baddie.
Condor.
That's a good name. That's a good name. Very descriptive.
Hammer Brothers.
Now this is Conda. This is the guy who sniped me back in Desert 2 and ruining my 6 speed run.
Chico.
Zin.
Zen.
You were close with Totem. You got what? 0 letters right? Fuzin.
That's nothing like Zin.
That's totally like Zen.
It has Zin right in the name. It's very similar to Zin. Shady Shandy. Blucho. He's a Cobra. Luchador. Oh, this is Ryzen, I think. Raisin.
Got it old noise.
Yeah, I think we've capped out the Zins. I think this is only a 3 Zin game. You've played a 5 Zin game before, right?
Oh,
Medibot?
I've played games with uncountably infinite Zins.
It does make sense.
Bees.
Koyarn.
Bees.
So that's the Hornet. His name is Koyarn. This is the Bee. His name is Bee.
Bees. Got it in one.
I like his LeVar Burton visor he's wearing, or whatever his name is.
Those are very much in fashion for bees this season.
This is a Zin man. I was wrong. It's 4 Zin game.
Yo, that's a Pokemon.
Shadow? Oh, this is Ectoplasm. These are the guys the final boss spawns.
What?
Yeah.
And here's the man himself. The one, the only Zorer.
Megazord.
And here's Lei, the badass bounty hunter. And coming right after Lei is the character I wish I was, Crest, the super cute girl. But, you know, better luck next time, I guess. And you. Thank you, everyone, for watching this.
Thank you, Caveman.
I could have done it without you, but it wouldn't have raised any money for charity.
No! No!
All right, are we going to give one more hand to this guy and floating runner here? Very, very beautifully done. Many octagons completed. All right, we are going to go to a quick Twitch commercial. We'll see you guys in a minute.